Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. In an argument, when you have an argument with someone, and it might get in a violent physical encounter, and you start beating up your opponent or your adversary, the adversary starts saying or wondering, why do you hit me? What's the problem? And you say, well, didn't I tell you 50 fucking times before what's going on to back off and stay over there and don't come near me? No, you didn't say that. And you pull out all the receipts and say, here it is. That's what Russia does right now. Russia told the baboons from NATO and interest behind NATO, stay the back off. Don't come here. And they came. And now they got a bloody nose. And they're all starting to ask, but why? Why? Can we stop right now as it is? No, I'm going to fuck you up so you will never recover. So you will never do this again. But you're going to wait maybe, let's see, 1812, 1912, 2012. You're going to wait about what? 315 years or something, or 13 years? Is that what it is? When Napoleon tried the last time? Oh, Hitler tried. My bad. Anyway, so what's going on here? We have a few articles coming from baboons telling us that Putin doesn't want to negotiate. And he vows no retreat. What did you expect? I mean, really. And then supposedly Putin says that he's going to make no concessions during the future peace talks. This is according to the baboons from the West. Now, we know that Russia stated at the beginning, and stated many times before, beginning being before the 24th of February 2022. These are the reasons why we are going to invade. We're going to go and do this, protect our connationals or ethnic Russians over there. We will defend our borders. We consider NATO near our border a threat, and we've been telling you this for years. And these are the Russians clearly stated there are at least four non-negotiable. We all know them, but the media, Reuters doesn't know it, Ukrinform, they don't know it, but somehow I know it. The Russians claim we're going to enter for four things, to achieve four things. So that means those things will not be on the negotiated table, which is, according to them, no NATO in Ukraine, demilitarization of Ukraine. Ukraine must be neutral, right? Denazification. The areas they were going to keep what they got on the territory, the Donbass, Crimea. These are clear. The Russians will not negotiate. So if you think that NATO will be having peacekeeping troops over there, Putin tells us what does that mean. That means an act of war. What do you mean? That's exactly why we entered there. To keep NATO out of Ukraine. Why? It's our sphere of influence. Ukraine was supposed to be a neutral country. You fucked it up in 2014 with the coup. So what do you want? Now you got a bloody nose and you're crying and say, let's negotiate, go back, let's put some peacekeeping troops over there. This is baboonish. Let me show you the first article. Oh, the sun comes. Ain't no sunshine when I'm gone. All right, so here it is. Stop smiling. Reuters. Putin says any Ukraine peace deal must ensure Russia's security. Vows no retreat. Where is the surprise? Where is the surprise? I tell you what's going on here. These guys are trying to make it as if Putin doesn't want peace, and he's going to go on and on and on. No, that's exactly what he said. Our security is threatened by NATO bringing its military installation next to our border. That's clear. It's like the Russians will bring their installations in Mexico, or let's say in Canada. I'm not going to use Cuba or Nicaragua. Straight to the neighbors. What do you think the United States will do? We'll say, you're okay, man. You're just a good guy, man. Shake hands and... No! They're going to all have a little jerk-off over there somewhere. So, that's the first one. Vows no retreat. Of course no retreat. As I always say, do you think I got off my warm bed from on top of my woman to get outside because you were fucking making noise outside? I told you many times, back the fuck off. You didn't. You made me say, oh, I'm sorry. Pull out, go out, grab the motherfucker, punch him in the face a few times, get him bloody nosed, and say, and now what I'm supposed to do is what? Go back? No, I'm gonna make sure you never come back over there, and you never change my, or disturb my good peace. You know what I mean? That's what the Russians are doing. So when these guys are saying, oh, self-interest, yes, my self-interest was to have good fun with that person in bed, and you got me out. I mean, if I got out, I'm going to solve the problem. I want to make sure I don't have to come out 2 times, like my mom used to say, or my dad. Don't make me come out there again. That is, it's going to be even worse next time. So let's see. This is the title from these guys. But let's see what he said, right? His words. Right, I'm going to jump. We must choose for ourselves a peace option that will suit us. Of course, they didn't get in this garbage for, I don't know, Poland or France or Gibraltar or whatever. And that will ensure peace for our country in the long term. Putin, mind you, or I have to remind you maybe, he is the president of the Russian Federation. He's not the president of Albania. As Trump is the president of the United States of America. And the rest baboons are the president of those countries harnessed by big interest. Okay? So it's clear. What's not clear here? What's not clear? Or he's supposed to make sure that the peace option will suit the neighbor and ensure the peace for the neighbor, but not for me. But the neighbor should do the same thing to me, so ensure my peace. And this is imbecilic. All right. Let's go back. Maybe we find here. Let's see. Anything else he says? No, he doesn't say anything, but go to the next one. Putin rejects any concessions in future peace talks with Ukraine. This is the liars from Institute for the Study of War. Don't trust these guys from the get-go. They have a group over there of people linked to, actually related to Victoria Nuland. So you got it. Go and check it out. Her name is Kimberly Kagan, married to Mr. Kagan. Mr. Kagan has a brother, another Kagan, who's married to Miss Victoria Nuland. And if you think that's just my crazy connections, well, live your life like that and see where that gets you. So during visit the Moscow office defense of he says that Putin emphasized that Russia has no intention to give it to anyone or make any compromises in future peace negotiations. He added that Russia must choose a peace settlement option that best suits Russia and ensure peace in the long term. Now, you see here, he didn't say anything about what exactly he's not going to go give back. And you see, they just used in quotation mark this. Now, if I'm just going to edit and I'm use only certain quotation marks from your speech and just pick, you're a criminal right there. I can make you with my interpretation of what you said. So yes, he's not going to give it to anyone, the fatherland, anyone. Anyway, let's see what else he says. All right, let's see the quotations here. Putin stated that Russia will not give up its own territory in future peace negotiations. They told you that. I told you, if you got me off my woman and go outside to smack you in the cold, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to come back and do it again in the next 5 minutes? No. Likely referring. How do you like it? Likely referring. Likely referring is like I say, you're likely a criminal. That means 0. What do you mean? I mean, any evidence? Oh, anyway, likely referring to illegally annexed territory in occupied Ukraine. All right, but I'm not going to go over the legality of that. Why? Look at Kosovo. Look what the Americans are trying to do with Panama Canal. Look what they're trying to do with Denmark and with, how do you call those guys? Greenland. Look what they want to do with many countries. And everybody's like, plainly, I'm going to take you, baby doll. I'm going to get your country. All right, so that's with that. Next one. Putin hits out at wannabe Napoleon. So he smacks Macron, little midget. I mean, if it's little is midget, right? Or the other way around. Russia Today. Pleonasm is called. 6th of March. Putin hits out at wannabe Napoleons. His comments come after French President Emmanuel Macron labeled Russia a threat to his country and Europe. Some people still, and I'm quoting, can't get over Napoleon's defeat by Russia. President Putin has said. All right, so what did he say? He said right here, you have mentioned Smolensk. It's a museum and the church that has existed since Napoleon's invasion, Putin said. Some people still can't get over it. There are still people who want to return to the times of Napoleon, but they are forgetting how it ended. Correct. After subduing most of the continental Europe, Napoleon led his army of 600,000 men into Russia, which Tsar the First, and then you have Kutuzov, the general. All right, move to the last one. This comes from this, I was about to say, but hey, what, you know, bottom feeders from BBC. And he says, here it says, Russia says sending European peacekeepers to Ukraine would be act of war. And this actor is going to tell you all about it, which I'm not going to play because I don't need to. Indeed. And I'm going to explain why. One of the reasons, the main reason, I know it was unprovoked war on Ukraine and all that, and okay, one of the main reasons why the Russians got off their country and went in Ukraine was because NATO was there. NATO troops, mind you, are Western countries mostly, are they? I mean, so what do you want? I mean, getting Canada and so on. So he said, you know what? We got over there for that reason, and you want NATO to be peacekeeping over there? That is de facto and de jure at that point NATO troops in Ukraine, something that we try to avoid to start with. All right, so that's what it is. Act of war. I think the Russians, as I said many times before, they are very consistent in good or in bad or evil. If they say they will give you $1, they will give you $1. If they say they will punch you in the nose, they will punch you in the nose. So I think these guys did not learn this, or if they learned, they're just using it. So let's see, how can we make the Russians be consistent? Oh, we want to achieve this, so we're going to have them do this, therefore they're going to do this, being consistent. All right, my friends, here it is. Macron wants to be Napoleon. Macron forgets a lot of things. First, the French nation that he's in charge of is not the same French nation Napoleon was in charge of, which I'm talking about balls, okay? And that's a certain stock of people, all right? So he's in charge of who the hell knows what's over there, all kind of maggots and so on, you know, or soybeans, and a lot of people from outside. So here, this is the first one. The second one, Macron, at least for me, has not proven any genius yet in anything but being a sucker, or, you know, bending over and taking it deep from the globalist. That's it. So, I mean, yeah, they're trying to use you guys. They try to use other people's resources and other people's human resources, which is military. But I don't think they will dare to challenge the Russian bear. Unfortunately, the Russian bear, for these guys with bald eagle, they are setting the rules over there. And those guys are just going to watch. They're allowed, but they have to pay a ticket to watch. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.